Hey, Frank, how you doing? It is February 18th, about a half an hour before market close, and got another video here, some stuff I'm looking at, some ideas I have. I want to start with a chart of the market, SPX. This is a weekly chart here. And you're probably thinking, what am I even looking at? What is this? What are these lines? What is this guy talking about? Am I just wasting my time listening to this Yahoo? Well, you might be, in all fairness, but maybe not, right? Might have something worthwhile here. So strap in. Okay, so let's rehash. This is my trend line drawn from COVID low to this support, to this support, to this support, and then we have resistance up here. Okay, now you can see here, it's sort of a parallel type of affair, but if you get into here, it forms like a wedge. We're squeezing out of the wedge. Now, if I zoom out here and I look for retracement levels, so retracement levels meaning places I might consider going long, right? So conventional wisdom is you look for the retracement at, previous pivot points, right? So just going by my eye here, I can see like the move kind of started. It looks like something started here. It's kind of curled over. So this might be level here. So the bottom of this candle. Now here's a cool thing about TradingView. You probably already know this, but if you don't, so if you hover over a candle and you look right here where I'm moving my mouse, so I'm hovering, you can see the low there, 6521.92. So that might be a level to possibly go long at. So that could be a level. This could be a level here because this could be maybe considered the start of the move. This for sure, this is an obvious one, right? And then maybe, some of the others are down here, here, here. And then if we zoom out, right, you have, this one here, right? So which is it? Which is the right level? So it's hard to say. I mean, those are just ones that you can go by your eyeball. But if you have other indicators that corroborate those levels with confluence, that might help. So let's try something. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep it reasonable. I'm going to try this as the start of the move up until the top of the move. And I'm going to use Fibonacci retracement. Always draw fibs left to right. And then we see here, what catches my eye is this 382 right here. And the reason why is because if you look right here, so this move started and then it came up to here and then it came down. So this move was resistance. It's often thought that former resistance becomes support. And you can see this 382 is very close to that level there. So that would be maybe something there, right? So SPX at 61, 64, 61, 65-ish could be a level. Okay, moving on. Starbucks. Why Starbucks? Well, I had a cup of coffee today and I was thinking about this company. I was thinking, what does a chart look like? What does a Starbucks chart look like? So this is a one-day chart. And this thing looks like, it's just like sideways chop, right? Like, so why am I showing you this chart? So let's see. So what is going on with this thing? So if I go back even more, let's do a week. Okay, so now this, right? It's like, what are we looking at? Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's go to like kind of a recent time frame here. So what is this? What am I looking at? Okay, how I would interpret this price action is obviously sideways chop, but is there any pattern in here? So let's get out the ray and let's go from this high here and let's connect this high here, just like that. Okay, that's going to be our resistance. Okay, now I'm going to do another one the opposite way. So support. Okay, just like that. Okay, so it's looking kind of like a wedge, right? Price is kind of condensing. So the thinking is maybe if we have a breach of this, if we breach this level here, and then maybe come back down, that could be maybe a long. Or conversely, the other way is if we breach this and we tap this again, maybe a short. Okay, I'm gonna keep that on there. Now, I'm gonna go out a little bit more. And do you see, I see another wedge, right? So I see this right here. This is a bigger one, right? Or even possibly this one here. See, look at that. You see what I'm doing there? See that? Connect, 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 right? And then we could even get crazier. And we could try this to this here. Like just, I'm gonna snap that on there. Let's get rid of this one so we don't get too confusing. So yeah, see that? Look at that wedge. Who wants a wedgie? So you can see wedge, wedge, and as it condenses, as it gets squeezed, I mean, this is like way out. This is a weekly chart, but you know what I'm saying? Like if we squeeze one way or the other, we could start getting some bigger moves. So I'm gonna go to the recent one here, and I'm gonna say, this is kind of what I'm thinking shorter term, is that if we breach this, then again, so another thing I'm going to try is this all chart patterns here. I'm going to just turn that on. It's like an auto indicator. And yeah, it's kind of corroborating that a little bit. So you can see it's sort of saying, well, I mean, if we break down below, this might be a target, and then this up here might be a target. So just something to think about with StarBucks. I don't really put a whole lot of stock into these auto indicators, but they could be, you know, they could maybe, you know, help if they're corroborating with other levels. Okay, lastly, Bitcoin. Man, now I'm just going to say it, full disclaimer, what I'm about to show you, if you're long Bitcoin, you're probably going to hate this, what I'm going to show you. But I'm going to show you anyway, because I think it's useful. Okay, so this is like beginning of a time, you know, when Bitcoin was like, Bitcoin was like 9 cents, 18 cents back in 2010, right? How would you have liked to have, never mind, we're not going to do that. So you can see here we had this move up, and then it just crashed. And then another move up, then crash. Now notice something interesting with, you know, like this is like high, then another high, then crash. It kind of maybe, you can maybe make the analog that this kind of matches this, and this matches this, and maybe this little area here matches this area here. Okay, what I wanted to show you is a price range tool. Okay, so we're gonna start with this top here, that high down to the bottom. So bottom looks like around there. Okay. And how I got that is I went to this high, which was like around 20,000. And then I found the lowest one here, which looks like 31.83, and just did. Now look at the percentage, 84%. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one here, this high, and I'm going to go down to the low. 77%, right? So let me make sure that's correct. Okay, no, it's actually this one here. Yeah, 77.4. Now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go from the high. And what is 77%, right? If we go down to 77% or thereabouts, we're in the 28,000 range, right? Could that happen? Maybe. Could. You never know. I mean, how sweet would it be to get Bitcoin at that price, right? So, yeah. So, I mean, high to the bottom, 84%, high to the bottom, 77%. Why not? Why not? We went from 126. Why not go to 20, what was it again? 28,000, right? Okay. What could we use to corroborate this? You know me, I like fibs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fib retracement, and I'm going to start from, let's just start from back here, this with the start of the move, and let's go up. So big, big, big fib, right? From the start of this all the way up to this. I mean, if we want to get like really precise, let's go to monthly here, right? So let's get right to the toppermost there. And then you can see this is more or less the start of the move, right? Where it started. Okay. And look at that. Look at the 786. It's right there. See that? See that? If we use the analog, right, 84%, if we just use the percentage of the drop from the high to the low, which is 77%, we just apply that to this percentage-wise, look, it points right pretty much at that 786. 618 is another level 2, 48,000. Can we use anything to corroborate that? I don't know. Maybe let's try some pivots, right? Do we have any pivots? Well, it's already passed through that, so no. Why don't we try all chart patterns? Anything there? Let's switch time frames, right? Okay, there you go. Yeah, so rising wedge, and then it's giving a target at around right here at this 618 fib. Look at that right there. So yeah, where might I go long? Well, I'm sort of thinking 48, maybe a little there, and then throw the rest down here, 27. There you go. I know. Yeah, what can I say? That's what the chart is saying. I didn't say it, the chart said it. I didn't do it, the chart did it. Okay, bye-bye.